and sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator on hand so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or a stock you want to go over together live, leave it in the comment section below. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, everybody, happy Monday. Let's go over our portfolio first, and then we have a quick announcement to make, and then we'll get right into it. First, we've got UNG. We sold a short put spread on Friday that got filled. Got filled at, 25 or so. Right now, trying to get to 12. Bids at 11. Marks at 18. So moving in the right direction. We'll see how this one plays out. Short put on Newmont. Not a put spread, just a put on Newmont. April expiration. Down pretty big today, but that's okay. It's a short put. We'll be fine on that one. CCJ coming back a bit today. Down marginally. This is a March expiration. We got time for that. And the semis again are up today. So our short call spread, I think both strikes are underwater. How long till expiration here on March? 19 days. So we're going to start trying to roll this one to April expiration. Why don't we do that right now? We'll cancel this order. So that's done. And then we'll go to our semi-ETF position. We're going to go to roll. So what we're doing when we roll is we're going to close the March expiration and open the same exact strikes at April. All we're going to do is try to buy us more time. Right now the bid is a debit of 10 and the ask is 80. So that means you're spending money to roll it. We don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is set this at 0, just straight across. We're not spending money. We're not getting another additional credit. We're just going to roll it straight across to get more time, okay? So we'll check our ticket. We'll sell one March 205 call and buy one March 200 call. And we will sell one April 200 call and buy one April 205 call, okay? And we'll set this as good till canceled. So over the next couple weeks, if it gets filled, great. If it closes in the money, then we'll take the loss, okay? No worries on that. So preview the ticket. Buy one 200 call to close and sell one 205 call to close. And then to open, sell one 200 call to open and buy one 205 call to open. Straight across 0, just paying for commission, okay? So we'll send that one out. And it's going to hang tight here. Hopefully it gets filled. Over the next couple of days, we'll see what happens. Okay, we've got 19 days till expiration, okay? No worries. Next order of business. I have a new project at work that I'll be starting soon. So starting Wednesday, we're going to put Options Uncensored on a temporary hiatus. So that means we'll do the show today, tomorrow, and Wednesday as normal. Then starting Thursday will be our first day off, okay? So we'll start verbally wrapping things up. All these positions are going to stay open. I'm going to keep trading when I have time, but the new project I'm going to be working on is going to take a lot of time and a lot of energy. And to put this all together every day takes about 2 hours. So I have to put this on hold just for the time being, and we'll be back as soon as I can, okay? All right, let's get right into it. NVIDIA's up first, NVDA. I think we're at an all-time high again. Close. So post earnings now, day 3. We talked about NVIDIA on Friday. No upgrades, no downgrades, none of that stuff yet. So let's look at the call side for April. 53 days till expiration. Now I have to actually work between 10, 15, and 11. Nah, it sucks. But this is a very time consuming. Honestly, if I did this show without talking out loud, everything I do in 45 minutes, I could probably pull off in 5 to 10 minutes. It's just verbally speaking out loud and talking about what I'm doing takes up a lot of time. plus the pre-show work of seeing what's going on in the news takes a lot. All right, call side NVIDIA for April. We sold the 935 and bought the 940. Again, NVIDIA is getting really difficult to trade now since it's an $800 stock. These spreads are wider and there's a lot less volume, so liquidity is more of an issue. If you went farther out, you're not going to get paid, but the spreads get tighter. Like you got at the 1280, you got a 5-cent spread here, 5 cents at the 1270. So as you go farther out, your odds of winning are way higher too, but you're not really getting paid for it. Say if you sold the 1340 and bought the 1360, that's a $2,000 spread, and you get paid nothing for it. 105 minus 94, you're getting paid like $9. Okay, so I think for the time being, we're going to take NVIDIA off our checklist for the days. Next up, LI, earnings today, right? $26 before the open today. All right, up almost 15%. I think this is a Chinese auto company. EV, I believe. So we have this downward channel formed. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low. You can make the case just on the call side here. Let's take a look. Still showing higher than average implied volatility, so that's good. Call side. Pretty good liquidity here too, I'm surprised. If you sold, you'd have to go out and sell the 50 and buy the 55. The 47 is too close. What you really need is like a 49 strike, honestly. So if you sold 50 and bought 55, let's do the math. 96 minus 46 divided by 2 divided by 500. 5% on the nose. That seems very fair. Where's 50 on the chart? Yeah, this is perfectly priced. 50's up here from April expiration. This is all spot on. There's no deal to be made here. I mean, you can make the trade. It's perfectly priced. It's not, you're not up against the wall, but you're not getting some huge deal here. So there's that. Maybe today's the first day after earnings and there's no news out about upgrades. I doubt this one will get any upgrades. Since it's unlikely this one will get any upgrades, it would make sense to sell the call spread today. Okay? No one's going to upgrade a Chinese stock at this point. Domino's Pizza, DPZ, hardly ever look at this one. IV rank a 72, maybe. Yeah, this one did really well during the pandemic. Caught great support way back here. Moving back up. Honestly, for this one, I'd rather sell the put side on a down day than sell the call side on an up day. Most likely going to skip this one. Low volume too, so liquidity is really bad. On the put side, you'd have to sell the 420. We got a 270-400 spread, so this was a no-go. Next up, Alcoa. Okay, so this one, I've been waiting for Alcoa to get to 25. I think we're there, okay? Alcoa made a deal to buy some company. Which one was it? $2.2 billion all-stock acquisition, Australia's Alumina Limited. I like this. And like I've been saying last week, I've been waiting for Alcoa to get to 25. We might be there. Ah, damn it. It's already rallied off at 25. All right, so I still want to jump in. So I'm going to do a straight-up put, no put spread on this one. April, going to sell the 20. So for making this cash security in your account, you need $2,000 available. Sell one April 20 put. Limit, we're going to go for 38. Let's review the ticket. Sell one April 20 put. 38 limit to open. Receive a credit of $38. Go ahead and send that one out. Cool. It'll hang tight here. If this doesn't get filled today, I'm going to try again tomorrow. Just be aware if we are heading into recession. I know Alcoa's chart doesn't look that great. If we are heading into recession, this thing is going to sell off hard. But as we come out of recession, this thing is going to go bonkers, okay, for the longer term. So my thinking on this one is, for me personally, sell the puts now. If I make the money, great. If I don't and I get assigned shares, I'll ride this one all the way through recession. And post-recession, it'll make this move look like nothing for the amount of money printing we'll need to do. Okay? I'm actually, if I get assigned, put this one in my retirement portfolio. Cool. Next up, Micron, MU. Was up big today. Up 5%. The semis, I guessed wrong on the semis. I can't believe the move they've had since October. However, we're hitting resistance here from back in March of 21. And even today hitting resistance from back in January of 22. So you can make the case that now is the time. Since I was way ahead of it, now may be the time to start selling call spreads on the semis. Micron's earnings are March 20th, so a little bit less than a month. I'd actually kind of wait now. Too close to earnings. Next up, AS. I think they got initiations today. A bunch of initiations. It's probably not going to show up here. So let's see. What I remember, I think the initiations were 2 at buys and 1 at hold. So I don't know if there are options trading this one. There are, but nothing of value here. So moving on right away. Next up is Gap, GPS. Gap's been on a tear, right? It's gone from 7 to 20. That's the hell of a move, yeah? Look at this post-earnings move, too. What did we get, an upgrade today? JP Morgan upgrades Gap to neutral, price target of 20. That seems awfully low for a price target. It should be higher than that. These dumb analysts. Okay, so put side here. You sell it. Actually, this one, earnings must be coming up. If this is a 106 implied volatility, we must have earnings in the next week or two. My bad on this one. Earnings are March the 7th. So yeah, earnings are in 2 weeks. I wouldn't sell this before earnings. Just because it's run up so much. If it has a bad earnings number, it's going to drop down. Hey, look, if post earnings, I know we're probably not going to be here on this day. But if your Gap post earnings, if it's down in like the I don't know, $15.50 to $14 range on a bad earnings report, post earnings, go ahead and sell a put or a put spread, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so if you want to take some notes for 2 weeks from now, you'll be on your own, but that's what I would do. Okay, too early for Gap. Next up, Walmart, WMT. Walmart had their split occur, right? So post earnings, big gap up, sell off. Usually, and there are no correlations that I actually truly believe in, but usually after a split, things sell off. So let's keep that in mind. 26. Oppenheimer cuts Walmart to 67. Well, that's because of the split. That's silly. All right. They should have done that before the split. So for post earnings, would I want to sell the call side on Walmart? No. You see these wonky 33s and 67s. This is because of the split, okay? So stick to whole numbers, 65s and 70s. We got red on the call side, red on the put side. That's because this post-split volatility is out of here now, so don't sell anything on Walmart right now. Next up, Moderna mRNA downgrade today, yeah. Earnings aren't till May 2nd, so we got some time till May. Shows a spike in volatility here, that's interesting. HSBC downgrades on revenue uncertainty. Price target to 86, that seems fair. We missed our chance to sell a couple call spreads back to back. We missed this one and we missed this one. So at this point, I wouldn't sell a call spread, but I wouldn't sell the put side yet either. You do have this ascending trend line here. So if you got down to say, 88.50, you can make the argument of selling the put side, and I wouldn't argue with you. We're close to that. Put side today, you'd have to sell the 75. That makes sense. Actually, not badly priced either. You get 117. We do have lower than normal IV, so you're not getting paid as well as you could, so keep that in mind. For being down 4.5%, surprised volatility is not a little higher here. We are post earnings though. 75. If you did the spread, sold 75 and bought 70, what do you get there? Actually, on this one, you'd want to sell 75 and buy 65. That's what the numbers are. So it would be $1,000 spread. Let's see. 116 minus 12. Is that right? 75, 60, sorry, 29. Divided by 2, 4.3%. 43 bucks. If you sold 75 and bought 70, what do you get? 116 minus 59 divided by 2 divided by 500. Well, there's 5.7 there. If you make the spread tighter, where's 75 on the chart? 75 is right here. Actually, for April expiration, I wouldn't take this one. That's way too close for April. Volatility is too low and 75 is too close. As volatility heightens, your strikes get spread out. So that's why the spread is too. Your short strike is too close. Volatility needs to expand first, and then your short strike will be moved farther out, and you'll get paid the same amount. So don't do this one. Hold. CRM. Salesforce up 2% today. Not all-time high, but close. So we're hitting some resistance from back here in November of 2021. So that's interesting. And it's had a monster move up over the past year from 127 to, let's just call it 300. So you can make the case for selling the call side. Earnings on the 28th, I didn't know that. Okay, so 2 days till earnings. We'll have to hold on this one. Obviously, a heightened volatility across the options expiration curve. Call side, you'd need to sell 340 and buy 360. Liquidity is not bad out here. 9-cent spread. This 340 is perfectly priced. Yeah. I'd wait till after earnings. Okay, some follow-ups from last week. Carvana CVNA, I've got 100 down. We're nowhere near that. Oh yeah, okay, so that makes sense. We're going to have some resistance at 100. It's probably not going to get there by Wednesday's wrap-up. So if you want to make some notes, I'll keep my notes, obviously. Carvana call spread at 100, between 100 and 117. But not yet, too early. But caution signs remain. Ooh, no kidding. Okay. Let's look at the call side just for fun. You would have to sell the 100. Yep, right on the nose. Sell the 100 by the 105. Okay, moving on. The IWM at 210. I know the IWM's up today. I don't think it's at 210. It's at 201. We're getting close. So like I've been saying. So if this next move up continues, because of all this resistance back here, selling anywhere from 210 all the way up to, let's call it 220. Selling the call spread makes sense. Okay. For now, April expiration, you'd want to sell on the call side 217. Sell 217. Yeah, buy 223. Let's do the math. $182 minus 101 divided by 2 divided by 500. 8%. Wow. 217 on the chart. 217's up here. April expiration, that makes sense. I could most certainly get there. Especially since, you know, this upward momentum continues. This thing is wound up to break up through this high of 205.50 from back in December. So it's positioned right to keep moving up higher. Roku, looking for 60. Oh, we tried opening the put spread back on Friday. And it didn't get filled, did it? If you sold today 50 and bought 45, let's do the math. 68 minus 28 divided by 2 divided by 500, only 4%. I think we missed the move on this one. But if you got filled on Friday, your put spread, you're probably looking pretty good so far. However, I'm not going to chase this one. The move to be made was back on Thursday and Friday of last week. I'm actually going to go ahead and take Roku off. Well, I'll hold on for a little bit more. If so today's sell-off continues, if it gets down to 60, I'll still keep looking at the put side. Put spread on this one. I don't want to own shares of Roku. Newmont, sure. CCJ, sure. Apache, APA. Post earnings here. Earnings are until May now. I do have our short put spread on UNG. We could throw this one short on the side as well. Probably very low volatility though. Let's take a look. It's fairly priced. Put side. You'd have to sell the 25 and only get 19. And granted, the 25 is a little far out. If there was a 26 strike, that's the one you'd want to sell. This 27.50 is too close. I'll keep Apache on the list 1 or 2 more days. If it continues this move back up, that means we missed it and take it off the list. I don't know. The breakdown can continue. It would get the next bounce at 28.60. And the next stop down is 24-ish. Well, actually, good support at 24 for sure. There's support at 28.50. So if it got down, I'm going to put down 28.50. So So if you're keeping a listed for yourself, I'm going to put 28.50 on the put side, 28.5. Okay. Square, block, next. What do we got here? 100. Nope, this one's over. You can take this one off the list. So I think we're waiting for a move up. We're looking for a post-earnings sustained move upwards. It already sold off the day of earnings, and it's already moved down. So selling the call side's over. Go ahead, take Square off the list. That one's donezo. Cool. All right, that's my list for now. What time are we at? Let's look at our IV rank scanner. We'll look at sorting by volume. For anyone that's noticed, so let me give you the website for this one since we're parting ways soon here. So if I scroll this down here, you can see, all right. So if you want to pause this video, go back to it. This IV rank scanner is done by Market Chameleon. It's all free. You don't have to pay for anything, okay? So the website is up here. If you want to take a screenshot or pause the video, review this, it's marketchameleon.com/vol reports/volatility rankings. So it gives you this IV30 rank. You want this IV percentage rank of the past 30 days. That's what I'm looking at. Anything in red and orange, I'll stop and pause and quickly mentally think, is this worth it or not, okay? So that's that. Let me move this bar back up. You're welcome, by the way. Okay, so mentally I'm looking at the first one is SPY. It's 16, a lot of volume, but this is not going to be worth selling because doesn't have enough volatility. So what I'm going to do is look at first the 56 here, NVIDIA. We already looked at NVIDIA today. IWM we already looked at. AMD, I already have short semi exposure, so I want to stay away from semis right now. Marathon. And over here on this column, you've got earnings. So anything that's highlighted has earnings coming up. Anything green means earnings are today. Okay? So always check out sorting by volume first because that will insinuate some liquidity. IV rank, earnings, and then check what the stock is at. If this is a $2 stock, I most likely want to stay away. If it's a $900 stock, I also want to stay away. Okay? So where are we? AMD, Marathon is a no. Micron we already looked at. Earnings are on the 20th. ARM, up 10% today. Let's take a look. I know ARM's been pretty illiquid, but the strikes are pretty expensive and really spread out. You know, this one surprised me. I thought it was going to continue to come back down. This thing, in the short term, is way overvalued. When you get big bubbles like this, you have to have pullback. Can it continue up all the way to 200? Sure. But unsustainable is the word. April call side. I don't want to sell the put side here. So we still have higher than normal implied volatility. Call side, you need to sell 210. See, you got low volume. Only 6 contracts have been traded all day today. That's really low. You could even go out and sell the 230 and buy the 240. But you got a 70-cent spread here. On the put side, I'd stay away from the put side. But you definitely get paid for it. You'd have to sell. You can sell the 90 by the 85. I'll do the math on this one. Sell 90 by 85. 211. Minus 148 divided by 2 divided by 500. Yeah, 6.3%. That seems fair. Pass. Next up. Palo Alto. The move has been made. We got in and out post earnings. So let's go over this one really quick for when you guys are on your own. This is my favorite kind of trade. A great company, upward momentum. Huge gap down after earnings, selling puts on a good company, and over time it will move back up and you will make your money. If it continues to move down, if you want to take shares of companies you like and get dividends and all that, you can sell calls against it. There's so many options you have here. Like when Walmart has their earnings coming up. No, not Walmart. Who's coming up this week? There's someone coming up this week that I like. Maybe it's Target. Target's on the 5th. I can't remember. So if there's a company that you like that has a big gap down, that's a good setup. Okay. Coinbase up 10% today. Let's take a look. Up 10%. Okay. Earnings are May the 5th. Good. We're past earnings. Oh, TJX maybe. Yeah, we got retail this week. I'll take a look at TJX next. We have too much upward momentum here. I wouldn't want to sell the call side. And we don't have a setup where you'd want to sell the put side either. Put side selling, you need some big downward movement to increase volatility, catching some support, and then sell the put side. You see how for Coinbase, support got perfectly touched. So you have this peak here from back on July 14th. You have this high here, became support, and became perfect support for February 7th. The perfect bounce off and moved way back up. So if on this day, at the very bottom, you sold puts on February 7th, you could have theoretically timed the bottom perfectly based on this support from this day back here. Isn't that cool? I don't think we played this one. So we didn't play this one because we knew we were like, a week or two outside of earnings. So that's why we stayed away. But just for future reference, always look on the downside for support and on the upside spots for resistance, okay? Very basic stuff. None of this is very complicated. Coinbase. Next up, Robinhood. Robinhood was in the news today. Maybe price target adjustment. Let's take a look. Hood. Good movement after earnings. Oh, TJX. Yeah, we'll check TJX in a second. No news today. Resistance at... I have to switch to the weekly chart here. Resistance probably at either 17 or 17.25. Okay. Let's go back to the daily chart. Yes, between 17 and 17.25. You saw the call side today. You'd have to sell the 18. That makes sense. You get paid 43 bucks. Sell 18, buy 20. You want to make a baby spread here. 43 minus 24. Divided by 2, divided by 200. Nah, don't do it. You don't get paid. Less than 5%. Skip it. Next up. Rivian. Rivian, we're what, 2 days past earnings now? Oh, sorry, TJX. Let's take a look at TJX. Do they have earnings? I think so. I think you're right, Bill. Earnings are 28th, coming up here. Okay, dividend. Good movement up. Nice momentum to the upside. Actually, since the COVID lows, really good on this one. So you can make the case if post earnings there's a drop down to say 93 or so. What is the market price right now? April you'd have to sell 90. That makes sense. Okay, liquidity. Where's 90 on the chart? 90's down here. You can make the case for selling this one before earnings. If you really like TJX. Sell 90 by 85. What do you get there? 60 minus 25 divided by 2 divided by 500. 3.5%. I wouldn't sell the spread. I would just take your 9 grand. Sell the 90. If you like TJX. Not opposed to this one. Next. Rivian. Pass. Lee, we already looked at. Citigroup. Citi is my least favorite bank of the big guys, so no. HYG. Let's take a look. We had some institutional trading. Was it last week? Oh, look at this. The 73. I wonder if these are coverings. We have 27.5 thousand contracts traded today at the 73 strike, which is really far out. I wonder if someone's doing some diagonal work. Yeah, there's diagonal work going on. So someone's probably selling these strikes and buying this strike. Let's take a look at this one and this one. Maybe a March diagonal. Not there either. Okie dokie. So back to April. Price at 11. Not reported yet here. A lot of volume at 73. Where's the chart? This may be institutional buying this strike, which is an odd move for them to make. $73 is down today. Interesting. On the call side, you'd want to sell the 79. You don't really get paid for it. Let's skip this one. Let's look at the TLT. We haven't looked at the TLT in a long time. If it hopped up towards the 100-day, sorry, this is the 200-day moving average. If it hopped up here again, I wouldn't be opposed to selling the call side. We sold the call side somewhere back in here in December. That was an easy one. Made our money. I know we're coming towards the end of the business cycle here, but this time may be different. You can make the case for some of the call side today here. Let's take a look. Call side, April. Yeah, whoever this was. So 3,000 contracts to 99. This is the one you want to sell. You want to sell the 99 if you want to. You have to cover it. Don't sell this naked. If you sold 99, you need to buy 101. Let's do the math. 42 minus 23. Divided by 2, divided by 200. Barely 5%. I wish it was more. You need a stronger rally up to sell the call side. I think we have some inflation data this week too. So that'll move the bond market. Put side, what are you pricing in? 89 pays you 53. A lot of volume at the 90. For me, that's a little close. I'd rather sell the 89. So 89 pays you 53. And 99 pays you 42. So we got some put skew here. So people are buying these up, bidding these up. 89 on the chart is down here. Fun. We're kind of hanging out no man's land. We need a stronger move up to say, oh, I don't know, 96 to sell the call side. And we need a stronger move down, say, all the way to 85 to sell the put side. We're kind of in the middle here. Hard to judge. CCJ must be rallying today. Let's take a look. Fighting back. We sold the 40. Touched it today. March, sold the March 40. April, to sell the put side, you would need to sell the 35, and you get 42. That's not bad. It's fair. It's probably fairly priced. 35 on the chart. 35 to sell April right here. Yeah, it's fair. You got good support at 35 from back in August of 23. Maybe add another one onto this one. We'll see. If you have another down day, looks like it's catching support. This may be the bounce here that I've been waiting for. So from this day back in October of 23, this high looks like it became support today for back here. Again, just like the other one to the T. What is it, 39.81? What's the low here? 39.74 was the low today. And the high here was 39.77. Almost a perfect bounce off this day right here. We may have dropped in CCJ early here on the day of earnings, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Cool. Next. XBI. Pass. I'm scarred from that one for the time being. Clean speak up 18%. CLSK. Woohoo! Earnings aren't until May, so we're, what, a week or so after earnings. Let's see if any news loads. No news on this one. Who knows? Maybe it's got some buyout talks. Maybe got an upgrade. Who knows? Here's your chart. All right. It's coming up to some resistance here, especially by 24. I don't know this company very well, so I'll admit that. Higher than normal implied volatility, and we don't have earnings anytime soon, right? Yeah, May the 8th. Cool. On the call side, you would need to sell the 32. What's going on here? If you sold 32... Actually, I'd skip this one. Liquidity's no good. All right, back to the list. Skip Pfizer. AMC, we will skip. Lucid will skip. Plug. Fisker. Skip, skip, skip. Berkshire Hathaway was in the news. I think they had the earnings report or had some kind of conference. I don't know. Too illiquid. Next page. Bitcoin MicroStrategies. Taiwan Semi. Same thing. I want to stay away from semis for right now. Newmont are already in on the put side. Down 3% today. Let's take a look at Newmont. What are we at? Yeah, it's down big today. That's okay. We had the 2750. We're still close. We got time on that one. We'll catch a bounce. It should catch a bounce any day now. If it breaks below 2920, well, then we're in trouble. Not really. Let's take the shares. Dividend on Newmont is 4.6%. That's great. If you are interested in Newmont today, for April, I would sell the 25. You don't get paid for it, though. So today, the 2750 is too close, and the 25 is too far out. So for today only, I would skip it. Next up, American Airlines, I would pass. Boeing, skip. Zoom has earnings today after the close. Pinduoduo, I'd stay away. Salesforce, we already looked at. Verizon has earnings. No, sorry. AIS Verizon has earnings on April 22nd, so that's pretty far out, man. I don't know why they're on this list. VZ. Yep, April 22nd earnings. Insiders sold $1 million worth of shares. That doesn't mean anything. No news here. Call side. Skip the call side. Put side. You have to sell 37. Put side is fairly priced here. I wouldn't do it. Anything else? Carnival? No. Adobe? Too big. GDX? Well, let's take a look. GDX. Yikes. Pass. If it breaks down below this 2570 mark, supports at 2375. Let's call it 24. I wouldn't sell the put side here, and I wouldn't sell the call side either. Next. Nope. End phase will pass. No. Maybe a little bit more, and then we'll call it for today. No on Spirit. UNG we're already in. Snowflake is coming up. Celsius is coming up. Chewy, not today. No on Vistra. Kind of getting to the end of this list here. Lyft. No, Lyft's not on the list. Sorry. Vertiv. We already looked at that one last week. Moderna we already looked at. Norwegian. 27th. So that's tomorrow before the other. We'll follow up with Norwegian tomorrow. I like Royal the best, though. If Royal Caribbean's down after earnings, I'd be interested in that. New York Community Bank is still in business. That's great. Good for them. Target, March the 5th. Coming up here in 2 weeks. Workday, today after the close. We'll follow up tomorrow. AES. No. The whack. Virgin Galactic. Whew. No. All right. Alcoa, where are we at? 38. This Alcoa put gets filled. We set the buy to close. Good till canceled. Limit debit. Order at 38 divided by 2. $19. Okay. And we'll keep an eye on this semiconductor ETF short call spread, trying to roll it now to April expiration. All right, that'll do it today. As I said at the show open, we're going to put everything on a hiatus starting Wednesday after the show. So tune in tomorrow and Wednesday at 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live trading options You can tell your friends if they want to tune in for the next 2 days to like and subscribe and watch some old episodes. But as for right now, we'll start wrapping things up over the next 2 shows. We'll go over a little bit more things to do, things to look for, overall trends and ideas, and then we'll go on break for an unknown amount of time, okay? Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow.